Good morning to you. Happy Sunday. What a lovely sunny Sunday it is. And it is the day after the match before. 1-0 away at Brighton. A very good scoreline for Tottenham Hotspur. A very good scoreline indeed. Let's talk about it. As I've titled this, third in the table. Third in the table, does the style matter? We'll discuss it in a minute. Let's look at the positives. I don't ever want to be seen as a hypocrite. So if I sit here like I do in videos and talk about, criticize Conte for things that he does, not just Conte, players, every manager gets criticized, then I also have to praise, because one thing I've been screaming out for is the move in certain games from a 3-4-3 to a 3-5-2. And when I say certain games, I'm not saying this team needs to play 3-5-2 week in, week out. But I think when you play against teams that are very good with the ball and dominate possession, Arsenal, Man City, Brighton, those types of teams, I think you've got to have three in the middle. Now, is that going to arrest, and did that arrest our possession issue? No, we still didn't have a lot of possession. Does that make us play lovely tick-a-tack of football and make us good to watch? No. But what it does do is some other things, and I want to talk about them right now. For me, having the three in the middle allowed us to press higher up the pitch. What I noticed, especially from the get-go, I thought that we were sharper from the first whistle. I thought that there was an intensity that had been lacking from games before. And what I really noticed was, because Basuma was in there alongside Bentancur and Højbjerg, Bentancur and Højbjerg were getting further forward than I've seen them, not in an attacking sense, but to press, to stop Brighton playing the ball out from the back. And we saw it in the first half, especially a number of occasions where Basuma and Bentancur and Højbjerg won the ball high up the pitch. And for me, that was really important, because we were bottom. I don't know if we still are, but before yesterday's game, we were bottom of winning the ball in the final third. And I feel like that's the thing. Every good team, you've got to press. You've got to not all game, but you've got to stop teams bringing the ball out. And I thought that allowed us to do that. I thought because of that, I thought Højbjerg and Bentancur actually had really good games. Basuma looked rusty. I thought he did some wonderful things. He looked rusty, but you would expect that from a man that hasn't played a lot. I think he's played like 60 minutes, maybe 80, 90 minutes throughout the whole season. So I thought him coming in, I thought he looked good. Sloppy tackle, but again, we can put that down to rustiness. But I thought that shape worked well from a defensive standpoint. We nullified Brighton for large periods of the game. Obviously, they did have spells where we had to weather the storm. But all in all, it was strange. I was saying to Henry whilst we were both doing the watch-along yesterday that I didn't feel scared at any point. You know, normally you've got that feeling in your stomach. I didn't really feel that yesterday. And that's all kudos to the setup that Conte put out there. Now, I've seen massive overreactions as normal from our fan base. We're in a title charge. A masterclass from Conte. I don't mean a masterclass. I think it was just basic management, but fair play to him. I thought it was good that he changed it up, and it's good to see that he's got that in the locker. So I don't want to be a hypocrite, so I will say that. A 1-0 win at Brighton. Haven't lost at home in 7 months, and the last team they lost at home to was Tottenham. One thing I will give Antonio Conte is, for as bad as I think his teams play football, I do think that we are very difficult to beat. We are a very difficult, well-organised team. And you could see that yesterday. So for me personally, I've said it a million times, I don't like this style. I have come to terms with going to have to watch this style whilst we have these players, whilst we have Antonio Conte. I'm sure once he gets better players, we will see an involvement of this style. But this style is just not for me. So I will always say that, because I don't want to be a flip-flop and be dishonest from week to week. What I will say is I understand why we play this type of football, because over the years, we've not bought technicians. We've not bought your Carricks, your Modric's, your Van der Vaarts, your Ericssons, your Dembélés. We've not bought those players that get on the ball, control it, slow it down. You know, like Michael Carrick, the king of that 20-yard box, his own little 20-yard box. He'd sit in there, get the ball, right foot, left foot, calm it down, speed it up. We don't have that. So I do understand. But two things can be true, people. We're doing very well from a results perspective, and we are sitting third in the league, 3 points off of Man City and 1 point behind Arsenal, who, of course, got a game in hand. From that, we can never complain. I can't sit here as a football fan and complain about league position. I'm also old and ugly enough to know that league position doesn't really mean anything to me after 9 games. So whilst it's very good right now, I always keep my feet grounded. I've been here. We've been here as a club and as fans many times before. We've been in the top 1, the top 2, the top 3. People get carried away. So I want to see, where are we come the turn of the World Cup? That will be the test for me. And if we are within touching distance of the top teams, whether that be just Man City or Man City and Arsenal or Chelsea, whatever that will be, at that stage, I want to see what do ENIC and Levy do to back Conte going into the second half of the season. That will be the telltale sign. I know the answer. You know the answer. We know he's not going to be back properly. But let's see, because that's the test of it. So fair play to the players. Difficult week at the club. 2 lots of bad news. First of all, with Ventrone. Apologies if I've pronounced his name slightly wrong. Passing away, so rest in peace. And then yesterday as well, Duncan passing away. You know, so it's been a tough week for the club. The boys bounced back. They dug in. I didn't think anyone was a standout, but I thought as a collective, as a team, I thought we worked very well. One thing, I was absolutely baffled at Andy Hinchcliffe giving man of the match to Sessegnon, but hey-ho, it is what it is. So kudos to the players for yesterday. And now we kick on. Now this is where we have to kick on. We've had a difficult period where we'd only won 1 in 4. We've now got 2 home games back-to-back. We've now got Frankfurt. You should be beating Frankfurt at home in the Champions League. And then Everton. Everton are doing well. Everton are doing very well under Lampard. They're organised. And I'll be honest, I said this yesterday live, a masterstroke for me, bringing in Tarkowski and Cody. I think that's a very good central defensive pairing. No nonsense. Both know the league. English centre-backs that love defending. However, saying that, if we're any good, we beat them. You've got to beat them. So we've put ourselves in a wonderful position. So I'll say this to you. Is the football good to watch? For me, no. Does it matter? For me, it doesn't matter in the short term. In the long term, it very much matters. That's maybe a politician's answer, but tell me, what do you think? There are lots of people that hate this style. There are lots of people that don't care about the style. There's no right or wrong to it. It's just personal preference. So kudos to the boys for yesterday. Good win. 2 clean sheets in a row. A bit of confidence. And well done to Hugo for bouncing back after his mistake against Arsenal. It was also an important win because Chelsea are coming up on the rails now. Newcastle are coming up on the rails. Arsenal are flying. Man City are flying. Man United have 2 games in hand. Liverpool have 2 games in hand. So it was a really important win to really consolidate ourselves in that top 4. We're a quarter of the way through the Premier League season. Well, as you can be. I don't think there can ever be a definite quarter, but we're 9 games into a 38-game season. What I would say is I haven't seen anything that's changed my mind either way. I think we will finish 4th. I think we can finish 3rd, but I definitely think we will finish in the top 4. Nothing's changed my mind of that. Kane and Son will get enough goals to drag us there. And let's just hope that we can kick on. So all in all, very positive weekend for Spurs. We wait and see what happens with the Arsenal-Liverpool game. If Arsenal win, again, their charge continues. If they lose, Liverpool win with their game in hand and it all starts to bunch up. So I'm just glad that we're in there for the mix. Nothing's changed my mind, guys. I've said Man City will win this league by a country mile. I truly believe it. I think where other teams will drop defeats, I think Man City will sweep people aside. But look, we've put ourselves right up there. A great opportunity to kick on and get in that top 4, possibly 3rd. And for me, I think if we don't finish top 4, it will be a disappointment. I've said that all season. 4th for me is guaranteed. 3rd possibility. If we finish any higher than that, then they've blown my mind from my expectation point of view. And then I will absolutely jump on my high horse and praise the players and Conte to the hilt. But 4th is where I think we'll be, possibly 3rd. 2nd is sensational. Long way to go. Good start yesterday. It is what it is. Much love. I'll be live tonight on the Spurs Corner with at THFC Rants, Will Stewart, at Tottenham Away, Stell, and, of course, hosting on his channel, Henry Wright TV. I'll see you there tonight. As always, 8:30 p.m. Much love. Come on, you Spurs. And as always, Daniel Levy and ENIC, get out of my club. See you later. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.